Hey guys, welcome back. So I've been doing a lot of old reviews to show the games that I like, and this is one of my all-time favorites, Fallout 4. Before we get started, we need to turn down the radio, because if I don't, they will copyright strike me. I don't know if there's a way around it or what, but this is Fallout 4, so this came out a long time ago. I want to say, oh god, it's an old game. It's got to be, what, 8 years old? Six, I don't know, but it's old. I love this game. I think it's fantastic. So let's talk about why this game's great and talk about some of its flaws, and then maybe you can decide if this is a game you want to play. Um, so, for starters, the Fallout series started in the 90s with Fallout 1 and 2. It was a 3D isometric RPG. It's set in a fictional alternate reality where um, the the 1950s basically became culturally frozen in Americana. Um, the the two worlds diverge in World War II, and so what happens is in the Fallout world, America wins the World War, but what happens is nuclear technology, fission, and then eventually fusion, uh, become the dominant techs, whereas computers struggle. And so you'll see computers in this world are huge and bulky, and they still use vacuum tubes and stuff, and it's hilarious. Whereas you have fusion cores to run your power armor. So there's little teeny tiny fusion based batteries, which of course, physically speaking is nonsense, but it's absolutely hilarious for the world. I think the one thing a lot of people don't get about the Fallout universe is that it's very tongue in cheek. The first Fallout game didn't have as much humor. The second Fallout game is when things started to get wacky, and then Fallout 3, I think, is when they perfected it. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, that's where, and those are fantastic games. Fallout, all of them are fantastic. Well, not all of them. There are some like Fallout, what is it? Fallout Tactics and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Those are not so good, if I'm being honest. But Fallout 1 and 2 are, they're Fallout 1's a classic. It's one of the greatest games ever made. Super important game. Um, so yeah, so this is Fallout 4. So let's talk about the graphics. I think the graphics are just fine. I think they get the job done. Um, are they cutting edge, fantastic? No, no. I mean, these textures are not. These are not high res textures. Um, but it gets the job done. It for me, immersion is king, and the graphics are immersive. They draw me in. They entertain me. They take me away into another world and make me feel like a different person in a different place. And for me, that's what these games are all about. They're about entertainment and escapism and immersion. They're not about, I'm not here to, you know, I'm not here for an accomplishment. I'm not here for an achievement. Okay? That's what your real life is for. Okay? Gaming is for entertainment and escapism and relaxation. And this game does that admirably. So graphically, I would say the game gets it done. When it came out, the graphics were great. Um, it's it, and there are mods. You can go to Nexus mods, and you can get graphical mods for the game if you're that bent out of shape about the graphics. And by all means, go ahead if you want to, but don't skip this game because of the graphics. That would be a huge mistake. The sound effects are good. They're not great. You know, I mean that's okay. I mean that's not what a silenced weapon actually sounds like. So let's the music is good. The ambient sound effects are good. The radio is, in my opinion, fantastic. Fallout 3 was the first Fallout game, to my knowledge, to introduce radio stations. And of course, the idea in the Fallout series is that humanity fixated on the 1950s and locked in that culture, and so the music got locked in. And then after, because this is a post-apocalyptic world, so there was a nuclear war in, I think, 2077 or 2087, something like that. Fallout lore masters, correct me on that one. And so the idea is, you have this fixation on 1950s, and then I think some of the more modern stuff didn't get rediscovered, and so they discovered mostly 1950s, 40s, and 30s music. So in Fallout 3, when you started to tune into Three Dog on Galaxy News Radio, that was the music you heard, and I think the music is fantastic because it's immersive. It helps you get into the setting. It draws you in. I know some people hate the old music, and that's unfortunate. That's too bad, because if you can let yourself sit back and enjoy it and understand that it's part of the experience, it can really help. It can aid in increase your enjoyment of the game. Because again, for me, the whole point is to be immersed. So I think the radio stations are fantastic. Unfortunately, I have to turn them off for the review, or I'll get a copyright strike. So, wah. So there's that. The combat is first person based, and so it's very, you can see here, I'm ADS. Let me see if I can show you a little combat. I am a stealth sniper. I normally don't wear power armor. I'm wearing power armor because I'm trying to get Deacon's affinity. You have companions in the game. Okay, there are numerous companions. You'll meet them as you move through the Capital Wasteland. The different companions have perks associated with affinity. So as the companions travel with you, they like certain actions and dislike certain actions. You can either figure that out through exploration and experience, or you can go online and look up. There's guides all over the place on how to level different companions. And I'm gonna warn you right now, most of the exploits for leveling up companions have been fixed. So don't expect to be able to use a lot of the exploits that are out there. So I don't like companions. I never have, and I never will. They just get in the way. They just gum up the works, and I can't stand them. I hate companions. But unfortunately, there's a really good perk hiding with old Deacon, and so what I'm doing here is I need to get up on top of this building. Can I go up here? Well, I don't. I wanted to show you some combat. I gotta be careful. There's a super mutant suicider over here. You can do melee. Melee is perfectly fine in this game. There we go. Super mutant overlord. Oh, there we go. So watch. That's funny right there. What happened was that was a super mutant suicider, and they carry a mini nuke. Mini nukes are hilarious. It looks like a fat man, and so I shot him in the arm, in his right arm, so to your left, and so that makes the mini nuke explode. And then that truck, all these vehicles are all fusion based. If you shoot them enough times, they'll explode. So what I did is I shot him, and that forced him to, well, that caused him to see the nuclear material. That's all that's left over from his body. And so it's fun. I don't have to, but let me go ahead and sneak inside here, and I'll show you a little bit more combat. I think the combat's fun. I enjoy it. Again, I think it gets the job done. Does the combat system get in the way of the game? Because it's either bad or too complicated, or has too many moving parts, or there are aspects of the combat that just simply don't work.
I like shadows, but this is taking it a little too far.
Now, what I'm doing here is I have a build, and you're going to need a build, okay? You really should not come into this game and just start throwing around. Well, okay, before we start, let's talk about the skill system. Okay, so this game uses a series of, this is called Special. Fallout 1, and I'm not sure about Fallout 2, they were going to use GURPS. It was a role-playing game system that was coming out in the 90s. I don't actually know if it did come out or not, but for something happened, I think, and I think was it Black Isle Studios? I think they were I get Obsidian and Black Isle Studios confused. The developer, I think they lost the rights just before the game went live, and so they wound up having to create their own system, and it's called Special. So strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, luck. Okay, so this system, what you do is you put points into strength, and as you level up strength, it unlocks perks. So Iron Fist, and it does exactly what it says it does right there on the screen, which is wonderful. I hate it whenever skill systems have hidden secondary effects that aren't listed in the game. I don't like that. That's frustrating. Now this game does do that a little bit. Okay, so if you come up here and you read strength, so it affects how much you can carry, the damage of melee attacks. Okay, so they're pretty straightforward there. This is for melee characters. Okay, perception. So this is mainly for weapons, accuracy, and VATS. That's Vault Assisted Targeting System. It's basically it used to be a stop time. Back in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they introduced VATS in Fallout 3 because that's when Fallout went from 3D isometric to first-person shooter, which was a big controversy, and a lot of people lost their minds and blah blah blah. I think it was a good move, but whatever. Some people don't, and that's fine. But anyway, so perception will help you in VATS. It helps your environmental awareness, so enemies will appear on your compass rose the higher your perception rating, which is useful. And it unlocks riflemen. So, if you're going to use long guns, you're going to want at least 2 perception. And then, as you can see, you're going to want 4 perception for locksmith, and then 5 perception for demolition expert. And so as you put points into it, you unlock higher skills, okay? And you're going to start with a number of skill points that you will allocate, and then as you level, you can choose to increase a stat, or you can choose to take a perk or increase your rank in that perk. There are some really good perks in here. There's some really good skills, and there are some that are not so good, and some that are pure garbage. Life Giver is garbage. No, I don't think anybody with half a brain ever takes Life Giver. It's just garbage. Vans is a waste. It's a complete waste of skill points. I mean, why in the hell do you need why do you need a path when the damn quest marker's right there on the map? I mean, are you kidding me? You can't pick a heading and walk in that direction or fast travel to it? Really? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, and then some of these are, like I said, you're going to need a build. If you're going to do melee, then you're going to want things like Big Leaguer, extra melee damage. You're going to want Blacksmith to increase the power of your melee weapons. And so I think it's a good skill system. It's not a great skill system, but it's a good one. It gets the job done. It's not perfect. I never would claim it's perfect. Especially down here along this level, these level 10 perks are pretty underwhelming. They're just not that good. I guess, if you, I don't know, if you just really want to do a pacifist play, but good God, 10 charisma to get that? Really? Solar powered very much sucks. Sunlight regeneration. Alright, but healing's pretty easy in this game. I don't know. Maybe if you're playing on survival, I guess. Concentrated fire's fine. Pain Train is good, but you need to be a melee-based power armor wearer for this to be good. Rooted is good. I think rooted makes sense for for melee and unarmed plays. But yeah, there's so many bad feats, bad perks up here at the top. But anyway, so that's the skill system, and it works fine. You know, is it great? Is it perfect? No, of course not. So let's talk about, while I'm in here, let's talk about crafting. Well, let me shoot this guy in the head. And headshots do matter. Okay. And so I am a stealth-based rifleman build. And so I have ninja, which gives me extra damage with silenced weapons and all that good stuff. So you'll see me doing a lot of my shots, and you see the caution up here in the top. That's the stealth system. The stealth system in this game is very similar to Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Morrowind, blah blah blah. And so you can see when you're crouched, I turn invisible because of my high stealth. So if you played those games, if you played Elder Scrolls games, you'll be familiar with this stealth system. Okay, so here's lockpicking. This is the lockpick minigame, and you just want to get the bobby pin in the right place. Again, this is very similar to Skyrim and Oblivion.
Got it.
I gotta plead ignorance, and you see Deacon likes it whenever you pick locks. So okay, you know, that's one way you increase your affinity with Deacon. There's a timer, and I don't think I'll get credit for this one. I broke a bobby pin, but I have like 10 gazillion of the damn things, so I really don't care. Oop. Well, jeez, I'm showing my ass on video. Come on now. Wow. I'm really struggling here. Okay, so the loot system, it's fine. There's not a plethora of guns and armor. There's a fair number of guns and armor, but not, you know, it's not Borderlands. So, crafting is limited. You don't make weapons, you upgrade them with mods, and I can show you that when I get back to town. But the other part of crafting, so you can mod and upgrade your weapons, and you can mod and upgrade your armor. Now, modding your weapons is very important, because a lot of your damage is going to come from gun nut and blacksmith. So those are very important. The other thing where crafting matters is for the settlement system, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But basically, you need to pick up this junk out here in the wasteland, and you need to learn the junk system. You'll notice I have stuff glowing. So what you do is you come in here and you go to junk, and then you'll see where it says component view, and you press C, and now you can look at what they're made of, and you can tag things for search. See where it says Q, tag for search, and then that way you can tailor your needs and interests to...
I don't have a weak stomach, but...
Alright, could you shut up while I'm talking? Thank you. So, yeah. Some people don't like the settlement system. I get that. I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. It gives you another thing to do, and another, I think, fun thing to do. And so you come in here and you pick up your junk, and you need to know what kind of junk you're looking for. You know, you don't want to grab what kind of... That's a pipe rifle. Yeah, I really want to pick that up right now. And so this way you know exactly what you're out to collect while you're out questing and hunting and exploring and all that good stuff. Pre-war money is really good to pick up because it doesn't have any weight. Okay, so here is a tripwire. That's Idiot Savant, so it's deliciously anti-PC. And I think it's hilarious, but then again, you may not have my dark, twisted sense of humor. So anyway, I don't have to clear this building out. I'm just doing it to show you the combat. And you can see Idiot Savant fires off quite a bit if your intelligence is low. But that's what Deacon.
It takes a real slob to achieve this level.
It's why I hate
Almost
companions.
impressive. Don't mean to make you nervous, but
Okay, that's a legendary enemy, and you basically have to kill them twice. Damn, excuse me. So legendary enemies can drop legendary gear. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
really,
Yeah. Son of a bitch. Okay, so
who wants to see the famous landmark?
you can see the hitboxes can be shit at times. I couldn't get around the damn. So that's a legendary piece of gear, and that's a particularly crap legendary piece of gear. Oh, that's a good sniper rifle. So part of the settlement system, you need to equip and arm your settlers with better gear, and I look for leveled up. It's really expensive to upgrade and mod weapons for your settlers. I don't recommend you get into that. And what I do is I look for upgraded, modded weapons from enemies I've defeated out in the wasteland, and I give them weapon and gear from. Oh, hey, dummy.
Come out wherever you are.
Thought I shot your buddy up here. Maybe he fell. Yeah, he must have fallen down there. We'll get around to him. So, what the fuck? God damn it! What was that all about?
Here, human. I got a treat for you. I wanted a fight.
I heard something.
I've got this on very hard, so that's why it's taken a few extra shots to drop these guys, and I didn't get a headshot, so shame on me.
I love old world widgets.
Dude,
Worth
would you
a
just...
fair amount.
Oh, God, I hate companions. I fucking hate companions. Okay, so I think you see... I mean, this is how I do combat, and there's other ways of doing it. There are people who like going loud and... God damn it! Jeez. Boy, that just sucked. Yeah, sometimes the game doesn't know where shit is. You know, it's not perfect. And that was more than a little frustrating what happened right there. You know, the guy was standing right in front of me and I'm blasting away at him and nothing's landing. Now, part of the problem is you see the X, you see how wide the X is? This gun is absolute shit for hip fire. So that's its hip fire performance, and you can see the bullets they kind of go all over the place. This thing is designed to be fired ADS. That's aim down sight. And so if you're not ADS, and the reason for that is, the reason I'm carrying this is because my other weapon, spray and pray, you gotta be careful. This gun is explosive, and I have level 5 explosives expert. Now watch what it does in here, though. It's gonna annihilate this stuff.
Don't look, but I think we're being watched.
Well, what the hell?
We live to fight another day.
What in the hell was going on there?
Etc., etc.
It was hitting the column. Yeah. Okay. One of the main criticisms
Fix on me again.
of Bethesda games is that they're buggy. And they are. They're buggy. And they're still buggy. And, you know, it's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I put up with it because the game is absolutely fantastic. And I'm willing to put up with it because it gets me this wonderful, immersive world that I can come hang out in and relax in and explore in. This game absolutely nails exploration. You won't find a better exploration game, period, than the Fallout series and the Skyrim, Elder Scrolls series. There's so many things to go do, so many places to go see, there's so much lore to explore, there's so many different factions. It's just fantastic. So let's talk about the story. The story in this game is not fantastic. It's just not. It's good, maybe even very good, but it's not fantastic. The side quests, for the most part, are, they're pretty much middle of the road average for a AAA RPG. Um, there's some good ones. A couple of the side quests jump to mind where there's one where you're helping a bunch of robots on an old abandoned sailing ship, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's very well done. It's a lot of fun. Where's the Mila? Oh, is it over there? Oh wow, boy, I screwed that up. Time for Covenant. What's going on at Covenant? What's going on at Covenant? I just want to make sure I don't have a... Sometimes you'll have to protect a settlement, and you don't want to miss that. Okay, this is getting kind of long. So, I've shown you combat. Let's go take a look at the settlement system, because, I don't want this to be a 2-hour video. Okay, so this is the map, and it is not the biggest map that Bethesda's ever made. Is it a little on the small side? Yeah, I think that's fair. But it is very dense. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of vertical, up and down exploration. And what there is very well done. So I think the map is big enough to get the job done. Do I wish it was bigger? Hell yeah, of course I do. Give me more. So, it's not... So anyway, this is your power armor. Bethesda has been constantly messing around with the power armor system ever since... Shit. I don't know. Bethesda, they got control of Fallout for Fallout 3. So,
life still ain't perfect, but we're surviving.
Sorry, I had to have a drink of coffee.
What's up?
Okay, so this is a settlement. So for settlements, this is the settlement building screen, and so this is where you build. So you can build these things. You see they turn green, and it has the resource requirements on the right there to show you what goes into building that monstrosity. And you just left click and then down it goes. See, these are I don't use prefabs. I don't like prefabs. You see how they don't set on the ground like that correctly. You need to put down foundations and then start plugging in your prefabs. But you see how it snaps into place. And so you're just looking for various auto snap solutions, and there are lots and lots of ways to trick this system and to get the result you're looking for. You can grab things, move them, stick them wherever you want, like that. Okay. Now you have, look up at the top, so people, that's the number of settlers you have in your settlement. Food. Okay, so you want to make sure you have, if you have 18 people, you need 18 food. You need 18 water. And then you look over to the right, there's beds. You want 18 beds. And then you get into power and defense. And so there are various ways to power up your settlements. Look up at the top there. That is a windmill. It's big, it's bulky, it only generates 3 power. But it looks kind of cool, and it doesn't create any sound. There was a time when there was some speculation, because you see the happiness? everyone was trying to figure out the happiness system when the game first came out, and there was speculation that noise from power generators, because they are pretty noisy. I'll show you some noise over here. So that's a generator, and the speculation was that putting these things too close to where your settlers slept made them unhappy. I think that's been debunked, but I got in the habit early on of not sticking noisy gas power generators up at the top, and that's why you'll see me throwing wind turbines up on the top, and you know, it's just old habit. So you need beds, and so this is, I have a video on my my settlement construction style and techniques. I'm not really that big of a stickler for appearance. You know, I want my settlement to go up. I want it to be functional. It's okay if it looks, you know, kind of cool. I kind of sort of, the design of this one got away from me, and you know, I put the Vault Girl up there. And you need defense. I used to have an old video. I had a turret defense video where I went through and I used console commands to bring out various enemies, and I tested the efficacy of the different turrets. And I think it was a really good video. And I found that these basic turrets are pure, utter shit. They're garbage. So never build these things. You want your heavy machine gun turrets to start. And then I tested the laser turret. It's garbage. Shotgun turret. It's garbage. Spotlight. I don't know why in the fuck you'd ever even bother with that. The heavy laser turret. It's okay, I suppose, if you have Science 3, which I don't right now. But yeah, I think the heavy machine gun turret is better, and it doesn't require Science 3. And then you have the God Mode turret, the missile turret. This thing is fantastic. The problem is this missile turret will, like I said, it's fantastic. It will completely fuck up your opponents, and it will completely fuck up your settlers, and it will completely fuck up your settlement. It will, if you don't want these rockets flying into your crops, because it will obliterate them. And of course, they require power, whereas the heavy machine gun turrets don't. So I always go with heavy machine gun turrets early, and then once I've got things rocking, and once, because you're only gonna, there are spawn points, and there are videos and articles that will show you exactly where all the settlement spawn points are. If you, and I'm not going to call it cheating, I'm going to call it metagaming. I've learned through experience where to put my missile turrets. Basically, you don't want your missile turrets towards the center of your settlement. Now, you'll notice in my settlement I have shops. These shops increase happiness and they make you money. So you want to get shops going. I like weapons in general. I don't care about the other shops. And you want to do all your buying and selling through your shops because you get a cut of the profits. And you come back over here to the good old, I don't think there'll be any, I just recently gathered my caps over here. Let me see. Let's see if there's any bottle caps. No, I just recently, no, there we go. There, so see, I made some money. It's free money, so you know, take it. I think the settlement system is fun. You need to set up what are called trade routes, and for that you'll need local leader, which is a perk. Let me show you. It's in the charisma line, and so I always plan on getting local leader, so you can put charisma to 5, get the charisma bottlehead, and that'll, and you know, 5 charisma will also give you access to Lone Wanderer, which I love. Attack dog, if you like dog meat, that's garbage. And then if you want your companions to be really good and not cause any friendly fire, you'll probably want to do charisma 7, get the bobblehead, and go to 8. because that's really good. Your Lady Killer, Man Killer, or Black Widow, or whatever. That's a pretty good one. I'm still working on that one. So trade routes. You have to take a settler, and you have to set them to a trade route. And what you want to do is you want to do kind of a spoke and hub system and interconnect all of your and there's different theories that different people have come up with. I'm just going to the next nearby settlement here, and I don't use the hub system. I just spoke my. I'll show you my my trade route. Let me see. C. Okay, so here's my trade routes. I run a settler from here to here, and what that does is now these guys share the inventory of the settlements. Okay, and then I run a settler from here to here, and a settler from here to here, and then I run a settler from here back to here, and a settler from here back to here. That way each settlement only has one settler out on a supply run. Okay, and you see how I daisy chain them together. Other people like to use hubs. I'm not patently opposed to the use of hubs. I just don't bother with it. I just don't. I guess Hangman's Alley is kind of a hub, you know. And so yeah, that's the settlement system. I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. You need to upgrade your settlers. You need to give them gear. See, here's my this is my first supply. I use robots for my supply. You'll need the Automatron DOC to be able to build robots. And so you see this guy here.
Lost track of how many blisters I got.
Yeah, shut up.
Can we trade a few things?
Sure thing.
And so you see I've given him this stuff. So you give him armor and weapons, and then you press the T button and he'll equipment. Now, the trick, you give him a non-38 caliber gun, you need to give him 1 round of the ammo that goes with that gun, and then he's set. He has infinite ammo for the rest of his life, okay? And you'll notice most of my settlers are upgraded. This gal,
I just want to trade a few things.
so she doesn't need that. I'll give her like this. That's good. And I'll give her a grenade. And then I gave her charging laser sniper, and they use fusion cells. Like I said, the game kind of don't get fusion cells confused with fusion cores. They're two very different things. Okay. I don't know if I have any armor to give her. Let me see. No, you can't have. These are legendaries. You can't have legendaries. Okay. And now she's got a laser sniper, and she'll be a lot more effective in combat. But I do supplement them quite heavily with defense turrets, missiles, and heavy machine gun turrets. I'll tell you one thing I'd love to do, but I'm just so darn lazy. I need to, because this is literally the second robot I built, and he's pretty, he's pretty crappy. I'd love to upgrade him and the other guy. I just haven't messed around with it. But, so that's the settlement system. I think it's fun. If you're not interested in that kind of system, then you're not going to like this game as much, because that's a lot of your gameplay. Building the settlements, managing the settlements. And I mean, you can see when I go into the supply route how many settlements there are. There's a lot. Okay? And if this is something you don't like, you won't like this game as much as somebody who does like the settlement system. You know, if you don't enjoy building up different construction techniques, like let me show you the castle. The castle's pretty neat looking. You know, if this is the type of gameplay you don't enjoy, You're not gonna like Fallout 4 as much as I do.
Great. The Minutemen are back. Let's just hope you can keep the redneck element in check.
I haven't heard him say that before. See, that's my supply route, supply man, supply robot, supply thing. I haven't really built up the castle this time. I just didn't feel like messing with it. Got a little lazy, and these settlers need some work.
Let's trade.
Go ahead.
Okay, he's got guns, but he doesn't have armor. Yeah, these guys
Hey there.
need some work.
Anything I can do to help out around here?
Yeah, see, he's brand new.
Let's trade some things.
Of course.
You don't need that. And you can get, pro tip, you can get, early on it can be hard to get potatoes, corn, and mut fruit. Another pro tip, corn, potatoes, mut fruit. Do it, man. And you can get vegetables from early settlers, and that can save you some early difficulty. Hey, don't look at my junk. What's wrong with you? If you do get into the game, I highly recommend that you learn how. Okay, oil and adhesive are really rare. Really rare. They're rare, and they're very important. And so, when you're designing your settlements, you want to design them around corn, tomatoes, and mut fruit, because these bad boys are the primary components of.
What we building
Go to
today?
utility, vegetable starch. It breaks down into 5 adhesive. Adhesive is so important. Okay. The other thing you want to do is you want to pick up bone. You'll see skulls and rib cages and stuff. Okay, so what I've done is you pick up a bone, a skull, whatever, and then come in here. Please tell me I have one. Watch me. There we go. Rib cage. See, it has bone. So just go to component view, and then go to bone, and set it to find. Okay, and you want to do that because you come over here to the chemistry station, and you go to utility, and you make cutting fluid. And you'll need purified water and steel. So you always want to overproduce water at all your settlements so you have plenty of purified water. And then you just come in here and grind out that. And you also get XP, so fucking A. Oh, and you need acid. So search for acid. Okay. And now you are set. And then just come back here. Now you can do T to put all your junk in there, but I'm not going to do that because most of this is going to my settlement over in Far Harbor. I'm getting that going. So yeah, that is Fallout 4 in a nutshell. I like it a lot. I give this game easily a 9. Easily. I'm taking points off for bugs. That's about it. I don't think there's much else wrong with this game. You know, it was. Some people say it was super buggy when it launched. It was not super buggy at launch. It was buggy. I'm here to tell you, I've seen worse, and I'm not talking about other Fallout, Elder Scrolls games. I will take off points for it being buggy. Maybe take off. I'm getting points because my supply guy is killing raiders. I'm taking points off for it being buggy. Oh, that's a bad thing. No, that's fine. That should be fine. I placed those mines, so. This game is fantastic. It's an all-time classic. It's one of the best games ever made. Period. It's just absolutely fantastic. There's so much to do. There's so many fun things. Oh, that's VATS, by the way. And you see how you can pick targets, and there's a crit meter and all that good stuff. And so you pick your target, and then you hit E for accept, and it starts shooting at them. I don't use VATS. I don't like VATS. Some people do, some people don't. So I don't like VATS. This game is absolutely fantastic. It's an all-time classic. It's one of the most important games made. It is a fantastic open-world RPG. It is a fantastic custom world. Yes, it's got bugs. What game doesn't? Okay? People will show clipping bugs of NPCs with their legs sticking through a chair and go, laugh out loud, so buggy. Fuck you. I don't give a shit about some pissant little clipping bug that doesn't mean jack shit. I don't care. Okay? Fuck off. I don't care. I don't care about clipping bugs. Now bugs that stop gameplay, that's bad. Crashing bugs, that's bad. And this game has had, you watch, I tried to do a Fallout 4 Let's Play. Okay, so let me show you VATS here. Go to the head, and then, so, bing! So that's your, if you don't like, the first-person shooter style combat, you've got VATS. That's how VATS works. But, you know, every game has bugs. And this game, what's different between this game and other RPGs is this is a huge, massive, seamless open world, okay? And it is huge. Is it as big as Minecraft? No. But Minecraft doesn't come close to the amount of content this game has. This game has quests. This game has factions. This game has people who are at war and trying to survive. There's raiders, and there's the gunners, and there's the robot dudes. What the fuck? The ones I just killed, and I can't think of the name right now. There's all kinds of different animals, and like this guy here. Let me show you. Spray and pray. I don't think I'm too close. Ooh, motherfuck! Ugh. That's why I hate companions. Right there. You see what that jackass did? I hate them. God, I hate companions. Nimble. Boy, I don't care about that. So the game is, I'm not going to call it sublime. I called Deus Ex Human Revolution sublime, and it deserves it, because it is. This game has flaws, and to call it sublime would be to belittle that rating on Deus Ex Human Revolution, which I think is quite possibly my #1 game of all time. But this one here is, geez, it's right there, #2. This and Skyrim, Witcher 3, these games are just amazing. And yikes! Boy, he came out of nowhere. To quibble over, a couple of little points here and there is just not something I'm interested in doing. I think there's oh, there we go. Ooh. Gotta watch their armored. So shot placement does matter on these bad boys. Yeah, this game is fantastic. It's a 9. It's an absolute 9. When I was doing my my survival stream, Let's Play, whatever, I had some crashing problems, and it took me a little while to fix them. And because of the crashes, I backed off from survival to very hard, just because of the saving system, because I needed to be able to save as frequently as I could, as frequently as I wished, and you can't do that in survival mode. Quite frankly, I think the first, because they changed, Bethesda changed survival mode for the worse, in my opinion. It used to be more fun, more interesting. They made it more difficult, and I don't think that was a change for the better. Because they changed the saving system. You can only, now in survival, you can only change when you sleep at a bed. And in a game that has crashing problems, that's a deal breaker. I eventually got my crashing problems solved, and I just have not bothered to go back to survival mode, because I'm having fun, and I don't feel the need to ramp up the difficulty. Um, you know, you can look at my Outer Worlds content. I have 7 games on Supernova, so you know when I choose to, you know I can perform on the highest difficulty settings. I just don't think in this game
Seems we have a tail.
it really adds a lot to my enjoyment of the game, and so I don't bother. Because I mean, you know, if the game is so easy, you're one-shotting Mirelurk Queens. That's you probably, because Mirelurk Queens are one of them. You know, it's Mirelurk Queens. It's the higher level Rad Scorpions, the higher level Gulpers, and oh god, those fog thingies over in Far Harbor. You know, some of the more difficult enemies. If you're one-shotting them, then that's when I would consider to turn up the difficulty. And you know, those opponents can challenge me. So on very hard, I'm fine. You know, I could go up to survival, but I don't. I think survival you have to set it to start, and if you turn it off, I don't think you can ever go back. Mole rat brood mother. Ah, dude. Shit.
You know, you're really good at this. Too good.
Cool problem at Covenant. See, yeah, there we go. I wasn't messing with that. See, that's the problem with the spray and pray. Yeah, I couldn't shoot with him so close; it would have killed him. But anyway, so I love this game. It's a 9. It's not a 9.5 because of bugs. It's not a 10 because of bugs. But God, if you haven't played Fallout 4, man, run, don't walk. Get the Game of the Year edition so you get all the DLCs. Nuka World and Far Harbor are excellent, really good DLCs. I've played all of the Fallout DLCs, and this game has the best DLCs in my opinion. And that's not because their DLCs are so fantastic. It's because, you know, to be quite honest, the DLCs for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas I didn't love them. Some of them are good, but I didn't love them. The DLCs for this game I love. I think Far Harbor and Nuka World are excellent, and you know, if you can pick up the Game of the Year edition for $20-30, shit, man, I know I have 2,000 hours in this game, if not more. I can't accurately track how many hours I have because I've had so many different versions on Steam, and so this particular iteration shows 1,200, but I know I have at least double that because, like I said, I've played probably 2 or 3 different versions of Fallout 4. This is one of the greatest games ever made. It's in my top 5, and it'll stay in my top 5 because it's so damn good. What the fuck, man?
Don't mean to make you nervous, but I don't think we're alone.
I don't either.
Hopefully they'll stay gone.
There we go. Learn to aim, noob. Yeah, guys, I mean, run, don't walk. You know, if you like RPGs, you know, if you like first-person style combat,
Wrong move, pal.
if you like immersion, now, if you don't like managing settlements,
Let's see if they left anything useful.
you might want to be careful. You know, if managing the settlement system doesn't appeal to you, maybe only grab this game if you can get it for $20, $15, something like that. Don't pay $30. But if you like immersive RPGs that have a very tongue-in-cheek, because I mean, part of the problem with this game is that it can get so heavy, it can get so just downright nihilistic and depressing, because the world's been destroyed. There's skeletons everywhere. And they take the edge off with the tongue-in-cheek, lighthearted comedy. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and to me, it really helps to not depress the player, because, I think about Witcher 3, which is a fantastic game, top 5, top 10, something like that. Fantastic game. I'm gonna do a Witcher 3 review here pretty soon. The problem I have with Witcher 3 is it's so damn dark. It's so nihilistic, and I had sessions playing Witcher 3 where I would just be so depressed because of it was just, wow, it's just horrible. And look, I'm an ex-cop. I know bad things happen to good people, and I know the world can really take shots at you and beat you down. But again, I play these games for relaxation, escapism, and entertainment. And there were times when Witcher 3 did not succeed in those goals because it was so damn dark. And oh, shut up. And again, I love Witcher 3. Oh! Wow, boy's got some hit points. I think what this game does very well. Oh, he had really good armor. The comedy, the lighthearted approach to a lot of things. It can shut the fuck up, dude. It can really it takes the edge off. Please don't repeat. Technical document. And I think that really helps. I really do. So anyway, that's Fallout 4. Again, a 9. A fantastic first-person RPG. Wonderful open world. Lots of exploration. I'm going to say good content, not the greatest content. I would say when it comes to story and writing in modern RPGs, you're looking for titles like Witcher 3, Mass Effect 1, Knights of the Old Republic. Oh god, what's the other really good one? Dragon Age, the first Dragon Age game. Those are games where the writing, in my opinion, is superb. The writing in this game is not superb, but it's good. The main story is not superb, but it's good. It's the story serves the game well. Okay? It's not a book, it's not a novel, it's not Shakespeare, and it's not supposed to be. Okay? We're here to play a game. We're not here to...
Seems we have a tale.
I don't...
Tell your friends, you dead bastard.
I don't come into computer RPGs for my literature fix. I read books for that. That's kind of cool. He couldn't spot me. So I think the combat's fun. I think the combat gets the job done. It doesn't get in the way of the game. I love the world. I love the atmosphere. I love the setting. The skill system is, I'm going to call it excellent. Maybe very good, somewhere in that range. It's not perfect. The loot system it's good. Maybe very good. There aren't a lot of guns. I think there's enough to keep it interesting. There's mods if you want to expand the gun list, if that's your thing. I will caution you, if you start modding this game, be careful. Get a modern 2020 modding guide, and when it comes to modding, less is more. Take your time, be careful about what you choose, and slowly add in mods, because there are mods that will fuck up your game, and there are mods that won't play nice with each other. And so if you add the mods slowly, one at a time, you can identify the mod that is causing your problems. But anyway, so that's Fallout 4. That's a 9, and I'll see you next time.